Arrays are the simplest type of collection in C#, but they are also the most limited. Using an array, you can store multiple values in a single variable. To begin this lesson, open the Spark sample file from your Sample Files folder. And open utilities.cs. This is a static class. As you may remember from lesson 6.9, this means that it can be used without creating an instance of the class. Now add a public method to the class with the following code. Public static string get blocked customers. When complete, this method will return a list of blocked customer ID numbers as an array. Create a string array inside the method using the following code. String begin square brackets, end square brackets, customers equals new string begin square brackets 3 end square brackets. String followed by a set of square brackets defines a new array of string variables. You can place square brackets after any type of variable to create an array of that type. The number 3 means that the new customers array will be able to contain 3 strings. Now you're going to populate the array with values. Add the following code to set the first value in the array. Customers begin square brackets 0 end square brackets equals 6. Now set the second value in the array using the code customers 1 equals 9, and set the third value using the code customers 2 equals 11. Your array will now contain the values 6, 9, and 11. You might be thinking that you should be assigning a value to customers 3. But as you can see, the first element's index number is 0. When you created a string 3 array, you created a string array with elements 0, 1, and 2. All collections in C# are 0-based. This was discussed in lesson 4.7. Although you can't change the size of an array without recreating it, a new array will automatically size itself if you specify its contents when you create it. Using this syntax uses less code, so it can be ideal for short arrays such as the one you create in this lesson. You could create this lesson's array in a single line of code as follows. String customers equals new string begin square brackets, end square brackets, begin curly brackets, 6, 9, 11, end curly brackets. Next, you're going to make the method return your array when it is called. First, change the return value of the method from string to string begin square brackets, end square brackets. This is needed to tell the method that it will return an array instead of a single string. Now add the following code to the end of the method. Return customers. This method will now return the customers array when it is called. Now you're going to test your new array on the New Transaction.aspx page. Open the code behind file of New Transaction.aspx and find the line that checks the customer ID numbers. You created this code in the Session 7 exercise, so it may not be identical to what you see here. If you haven't completed the Session 7 exercise, you can download the sample file for this lesson from the ASP.NET Central website. You're now going to change the if statement to make use of your array. Change the if statement to if utilities.getBlockedCustomers.contains drop-down list customer .selected value. By using the contains method of the array, you have simplified the if statement considerably. If you had 50 customers that you wanted to block, this would almost be a necessity, although you would normally use a database to store a list that long. By using an array, you have centralized your list of blocked customers and made it much easier to work with. The array that you created in this lesson has a single dimension, but it's possible to create multi-dimensional arrays with elements such as string 17. These are useful for situations where you have a grid of data. Multi-dimensional arrays are covered in depth in the Expert Skills course in this series. Close Visual Studio now, saving your changes if prompted. And you've now completed Lesson 8.1. Create an array.